Welcome back to 5 Things. In today's episode, we will be discussing the 5 most intriguing things about Legacies from Brookspun Games. Now, Legacies is a heavy Euro game from first-time designer Jason Brooks and has a lot of different mechanisms that fuel its complex, interwoven tapestry of actions and strategies, including hand management, set collection, stock manipulation, variable player powers, and so much more. All of these things come together in a very rich, super thematic game that finds each of its families competing to gain the most fame possible by leaving a lasting mark on history. So here are the 5 things that we found most intriguing about the game. At number 5 is the sense of theme and how the name just personifies the game itself. You are going to represent one of the well-known names of the 19th century, but that's not enough for you. You want to leave your lasting legacy throughout time, and the game does a wonderful job of handling this over 3 centuries, broken down into 6 rounds, or 6 50-year generations of your hereditary line, which you must manage over time by navigating events of the past, the present, and of the future. Every single relationship and investment that you make is going to have ripples and consequences that you must adjust to accordingly, giving players that epic sense of scale and growth for their personal foundations. In essence, every single decision that you make in the game will have long-lasting effects, and everything matters. At number 4 are the successors. These are the individuals that will guide your family's business after the previous generation has died off. The successors are a cool thematic element of the game, where each new round, players will just have a few opportunities to gain a single successor to their family dynasty, who will then provide benefits or even detriments to their next round of play. There are over 40 of these unique successors, and at the end of the game, you'll have this cool splayed out snapshot of your entire family lineage, which will not only add a thematic element to the game, but it's also going to provide you possible in-game points depending upon the successors that you collect. Number 3 is most definitely the multi-use cards. We at MVM are big advocates of games that include cards that provide almost a sandbox approach on how you can strategically and tactically play a game. Legacies has 150 unique player cards, that's 50 per century, each of which allows a player to take one of up to 6 different actions on that card, which will influence their ability to build relationships with other families, buy or sell investments, obtain resources, or even acquire heirlooms that will provide them with reoccurring benefits. These cards are the core of the game, and how and when and why you play each of your 3 cards each generation will determine your actions for that round. At number 2 are the player mats, and although this may seem inconspicuous at first, their design is incredibly important to the structure of the game. Each mat represents the head of your family, but is double-sided and presents players with 2 ways in which to approach the game. Either above board, where their unique special abilities are amplified by their contributions to the good of society, or flipped over to their underhanded side, which provides inherently weaker abilities, but allows players to become more directly confrontational with other players at the table. Now, this is a huge part of what makes Legacies stand out, because it provides a playground for players to express and explore lots of different strategic options by either being essentially a good or nefarious family throughout history. And the number 1 most intriguing thing about Legacies is the incredible expanse and variability of the game's overall design. There are just a lot of different nuances that pull each gameplay mechanism together cohesively, and there are a lot of things to consider during each of the game's 6 generations. What events should I influence? Who should my successor be? What industries should I invest in? What relationships should I culture? What heirlooms do I construct? When do I decide to trigger the global actions? When do I plan for a century end goal? And am I preparing for the family to take advantage of the game's 3 end goals? Legacies does a wonderful job of giving you all of these robust goals and tools to achieve greatness, but never an exact pattern on how to do so, which is fantastic because it allows players to be as creative as they wish in designing a blueprint for prosperity for their family. So that is Legacies, and those are our 5 things.